Starting Monday, most Minnesota driver's license offices will offer Real ID.
But you can still get a standard one or an enhanced driver's license. So with 3 options, which should you choose? Should you get a Real ID? That's a good question for Heather Brown.
Before we get started with all the choices, it's important to point out just because you can get a Real ID starting Monday doesn't mean you need it right away. You won't need a Real ID to board a domestic flight for another 2 years. It's just the state wants to give everyone some time. So here are your options. You have your standard driver's license, which you can, of course, use to drive or as an ID. Then there's the Real ID, which you can use to drive, but you'll also be able to use it to board domestic flights, so you don't have to bring a passport in 2020. You can also show it to get into federal facilities like military bases. Then there's the enhanced driver's license, and that does everything a Real ID does, but it has the added benefit of being a border crossing document by land and sea into Canada, Mexico, and a few Caribbean countries. This is the only ID of the 3 that require you to be a U.S. citizen. The Real ID costs the same as the standard, $25.25, but if you renew before your license expires, you'll need to pay an extra fee between $2 and $6. The enhanced ID costs more, an extra $15. For a standard renewal, it's the same as always, an expired license. But if you're getting it new, then you need 2 documents that ID you, like a passport or birth certificate. For the Real ID, you need more. You need 4 documents. One that proves you're here legally and your date of birth, like a birth certificate or naturalization papers. Proof of your Social Security number, like a pay stub or a Social Security card, and 2 documents that prove you live in Minnesota, like a credit card statement or income tax return or driver's license. For an enhanced ID, you need all of those things, plus photo evidence that it's you, a document that proves you're a citizen, and you have to fill out an interview questionnaire. Heather Brown, WCCO 4 News.
That's a lot, so if you want to learn more about those required documents, visit WCCO.com/links. And while you're there, email us your good question.